So, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining for another segment of Tidbits with Tracy. I am so excited to have the first lovely ladies on this show. So, it's really exciting to introduce you guys to it from Inventory Smart. So, I'm going to punt the ball over to you, Lindsay, to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Great. Well, thank you so much for having us on, Tracy. We're really excited. My name is Lindsey Miner. I'm president of Inventory Smart, and I've been in this space for about 10 years now and working for the partner company for about 16. Let's see. Anything else you want me to talk about?
That is perfect.
Okay.
Beautiful. And how about you, Molly? Tell us about yourself and who are you?
I am Molly Nakazono, and I'm a sales manager at Inventory Smart and work pretty heavily in the development of the system. I actually I've worked with Inventory Smart for 5 years, but I come from an inventory background. So I've actually worked out of several warehouses and come with a little bit of a different perspective than Lindsay.
So tell us about Inventory Smart. Where did it start? How did it, what was the evolution of it? What's the vision, the history? I'm so excited to hear the story.
So Inventory Smart actually started just out of a need that we were hearing from our clients with our parent company, Ski&C, which is a houseware supplier for hospitality, works with a lot of timeshare resorts and vacation rentals and just really the hospitality world. And we started a conversation with one of our biggest clients at the time about, what is your biggest bottleneck? So really some basic information. And so we started out by just creating a feature on our website where they would know when to reorder and how much they had on hand. But it really was pretty limiting to their entire operation, where they really needed to know this for every item they kept on hand and to have the accountability of why it's getting depleted or where it's going and who's taking it and things like that. So that's when we really had some conversations with our network. Ski&C has been in business for over 50 years, and so has quite a network of great people in the hospitality world. And so we were able to have conversations with some of the leaders in that industry and realized that there really wasn't a good solution for inventory management, and most importantly, a user-friendly solution. And so what we were able to do is work with our development team and create something that anybody could use, anybody could understand, and anybody could navigate easily, and have it not add to their workload. We wanted to make it help them, not frustrate them. So that's really where it started, and obviously it's evolved quite a bit since then, but I feel like we've created a solution with the user in mind and having more focus on the actual people using it rather than, maybe the back end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important. And our company started in a similar fashion where when you're talking to clients you have a relationship with and they trust you, they trust your history, your background, and they actually tell you their problem statement. And when you can develop something that helps solve a real problem, it's so powerful and it's so sticky versus you coming up with an idea in the back office and then hoping it works, right? And I love that you guys have such a client first mentality. I think it's very similar in nature with how our firms function as well. So Molly, what is your experience from Inventory Smart? How did you get started into it? You said you had the product development and the experience from the warehouse standpoint. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I as I mentioned, I came from a warehousing background. So I worked in a couple different types of warehousing, but really understood the time that goes into proper inventory management. I've worked with a lot of robust inventory management systems, and no matter where I was, no matter what system people were using, inventory was always a struggle. Systems were always really hard to use, hard to understand, hard to train. And so I was attracted to Inventory Smart because it was so organically developed around the user, really around the end user. Obviously, it needs to give the information for the executive team to make educated decisions on, what to purchase and what vendors to go through and budgets and, all of that important high level information. But really, it boils down to trusting that the user is able to take inventory easily and accurately. And so that's what I loved about Inventory Smart is it was a unique solution to hospitality at the time, really catering to their needs of, inspecting each room or each home, and then also knowing what's available in the closet next door or the main stock room, down the street. But I love how intertwined the company was with all of our customers. And we, to this day, we love to work really intimately with all our clients and not just be the person behind the computer or, behind the phone, but yeah, exactly. It adds so much value to the conversation when you understand your client's operation and you can better predict their needs and their pain points. And so I loved bringing my experience of having those pain points and having those struggles to really being on the solution side and making something that could work. It's not something that works for everybody. There's no system like that, but making sure that it works really well for the people that we fit with.
Wow. I mean, that's powerful. Honestly, some of our most successful, partners and people who actually are part of our team are coming from backgrounds that are, had to use the system that we were selling. And so when they joined our team or when they became partners with us, they brought that, that in-depth information that we might not see, from an actual experience out into the field. And so I think it's so important that you bring that to Inventory Smart. Again, you're not solving for a problem that's not there. You had firsthand experience on the issues you were seeing and then created a solution to solve them. And that goes a really long way, a really, really long way. You guys have any great stories about the value that Inventory Smart and the software you brought, created an experience for those clients?
We had a lot of really excited people when we first put it out. It was really fun. It's fun to get to see that it really is going to help them. And we had just have such great friends in the industry. And so we were able to beta test it with some of our closest, and really, like you were saying, when they trust you, they'll give you really good feedback, really honest feedback. And so when we were building it, there were a lot of changes to be made. There were things that we didn't think about or things that we had no idea was happening in operations. And so we were able to really dig deep and get behind the scenes and physically be there at some of these resorts and really get to understand their operations, and so have a really valuable solution. And so along the way, we've had some really great success stories. One of our largest clients who really dove in, they just took the plunge and they were really excited about it and implemented this across just about their entire portfolio. And as soon as it started, they were just seeing all these savings come in, things, not just savings as far as what you're buying, but savings in time. We would hear from resorts that they're saving 75% of time in doing physical counts, or, hundreds of thousands of dollars in managing what their wasteful inventory is. And so they're able to really cut back on inactive inventory. They're able to free up space. They're able to free up time because they're not chasing products around. So we really saw a lot of great success stories. And really, you also have these hesitant users that are maybe not well-versed in technology, and it's changing up their processes and
cultural changes, the way that they're used to working to now the new digital way.